Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Blog Podcast. Today is Thursday, March 14th, 2019. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's college hoops, NBA, and NHL games, look ahead to tonight's slate in each of those sports, free agency talk, and my best bet. I'm going to be very quick. I'm just going to go through the scores because I'm short on time today. Sacramento State over Northern Arizona 72-60 in the Big Sky first round. ACC second round, NC State over Clemson 59-58 on two go-ahead three free throws by Markel Johnson. George Washington over UMass 68-64 in overtime in A-10 first round. Mountain West first round, Boise State over Colorado State 66-57. Big Sky first round, Southern Utah over Idaho State 94-80. ACC second round, number 16 Virginia Tech over Miami 71-56. Pac-12 first round, USC over Arizona 78-75 or 65. A-10 first round, Richmond over Fordham 52-50. Mountain West first round, New Mexico over Wyoming 78-68. Big Sky first round, Montana State over Idaho 75-71. Pac-12 first round, Colorado over Cal 56-51. MEAC quarterfinal, Norfolk over South Carolina State 78-73. Southland first round, Lamar over Houston Baptist 81-79. Big Ten first round, Nebraska over Rutgers 68-61. Big East first round, Providence over Butler 80-57. ACC second round, Louisville over Notre Dame 78-53. SEC first round, Missouri over Georgia 71-61. Big 12 first round, TCU over Oklahoma State 73-70. Mountain West first round, Air Force over San Jose State 87-56. Conference USA first round, Louisiana Tech over FAU 57-56. Patriot League final, Colgate over Bucknell 94-80. Conference USA first round, UAB over Middle Tennessee 70-61. NCAA over Coppin State 82-79 in overtime in the MEAC quarterfinal. Southland first round, Central Arkansas over A&M Corpus Christi 73-53. SEC first round, Texas A&M over Vanderbilt 69-52. Pac-12 first round, UCLA over Stanford 79-72. Big Ten first round, Illinois over Northwestern 74-69 in overtime. Syracuse over Pitt 73-59 in the second round. St. John's over DePaul 82-74 in the Big East first round. North Texas over FIU 71-57 to CSA first round. West Virginia over Oklahoma 72-71 in the Big 12 first round. Marshall over Rice 82-65 in Conference USA first round. Oregon over Washington State 84-51 in the Pac-12 first round. Today's slate, gonna pick winners. MAC quarterfinal, Akron and Buffalo. Buffalo's favored by 9.5. I'm gonna take them to win and cover. Fox Sports 1, Providence, Villanova. Villanova's favored by 6. I like them to win and cover. LaSalle, Rhode Island. Rhode Island is a 5-point favorite. They'll win and cover. 12:30, ACC quarterfinal. NC State, Virginia. Virginia's an 11-point favorite. They'll win and cover. Big Ten Network, Indiana. Ohio State, Indiana's a 2-point favorite. I think they win and cover. Iowa State, Baylor. Iowa State's a 3-point favorite. I'm going to say they win and cover. Don't feel super about it. UConn, South Florida. UConn's a 1.5-point favorite. I think South Florida wins. Arkansas, Florida. Florida's favorite 2.5. They'll win and cover. Sacramento State, Montana. Big Sky quarterfinal at 2 o'clock. Montana's favorite 8.5. They'll win and cover. By the way, the UConn, South Florida, and Arkansas, Florida are 1 o'clock games. 2:30 ESPN. Virginia Tech, Florida State. No line out for this one yet. I think they're waiting on the status of Justin Robinson. But I don't think he's going to play, so give me Florida State to win. And then Florida State should be a 3-point favorite, and they'll cover that too. TCU, Kansas State. Kansas State's a 4-point favorite, though, and a cover. Central Michigan, Kent State. Kent State's a 1-point favorite. I'm going to take Central Michigan. Creighton and Xavier. Creighton's a 2.5-point favorite. They'll win and cover. George Washington, George Mason. George Mason's an 8-point favorite. They'll win and cover. 3 o'clock, Nebraska, Maryland. Maryland's a 6-point favorite. They'll win and cover. 3 o'clock, CBS Sports Network. Boise State, Nevada. Nevada's favored by 12. They'll win and cover. Missouri, Auburn. Auburn's favored by 8.5. SEC Network. Auburn will win and cover. USC, Washington. Pac-12 Network. Washington's favored by 5.5. They'll win and cover. Tulane, Memphis. Memphis favored by 16.5. They'll win and cover. Big West quarterfinal. Cal State, Northridge, and UC Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara is a 5-point favorite. Santa Barbara will win and cover. WAC quarterfinal. Chicago State, New Mexico State. New Mexico State's favored by a whopping 26.5. They'll win and they'll cover. Big Sky quarterfinal. Portland State and Weber State. That's a 4:30 tip. Weber's favored by 3.5. I'm going to go with Portland State here on the road. Or not on the road, but as an underdog. Big West quarterfinal. UC Davis and Cal State Fullerton. Fullerton's a 2.5-point favorite. I think they'll win and cover. WAC quarterfinal. Bakersfield and Texas Rio Grande. Rio Grande is a 2-point favorite. I like them to win and cover. That's a 5:30 tip as well as the Davis-Florida game. CBS Sports Network, UNLV and San Diego State. UNLV's a 1-point favorite. Wrong team's favorite, even though UNLV's home per se. But I like San Diego State there. Colorado and Oregon State is a pick'em in the Pac-12 quarterfinal. I'm going to go with Colorado. Actually, no. Oregon State's a 1-point favorite. Line movement changes on the go, so still take me Colorado. 6 o'clock NBC, SN, St. Joe's and Duquesne. Duquesne is getting a 1.5 from St. Joe's. I think Duquesne's going to win as a dog. I really do. Southland, second round, Lamar, New Orleans. Lamar's favored by 3.5. I'm going to take Lamar to win this one and cover. South Alabama, Louisiana, Sunbelt second round. Louisiana's giving 2.5, though, in a cover. MEAC quarterfinal, Delaware State, NC Central. NC Central's giving 11. I think they'll win and cover. Northern Illinois and Toledo. Toledo's giving 6.5. I think Toledo wins and covers. That's a 6:30 tip. 7 o'clock ESPN. ACC quarterfinal, Louisville, North Carolina. North Carolina's a 7.5-point favorite. I think they'll win and cover because they've been on a roll. ESPN 2, West Virginia, Texas Tech. Texas Tech's laying 13. I'm going to say they win and cover. St. John's, Marquette. Marquette's laying 2.5. They'll win and cover. Louisiana Tech, Old Dominion. Old Dominion's laying 3. They'll win and cover. Penn State, Minnesota. Penn State's laying 2.5. Wrong team's favored. Give me Minnesota as an underdog. Alabama, Ole Miss. Ole Miss is laying 3. They'll win and cover. UAB, UTSA at 7:30. That's a pick'em. I'm going to take UAB. Big Sky quarterfinal, Southern Utah, Northern Colorado. Northern Colorado's laying 7.5. They'll win and cover. Bethune-Cookman and Howard in the MEAC quarterfinal. That's a pick'em. I'm going to go with Bethune-Cookman. 8 o'clock ESPNU, SMU. Tulsa, SMU's laying 1.5. I'm going to take Tulsa. Richmond and St. Louis. A-10 second round. St. Louis is laying 4.5. I think they'll win and cover. 8:30, UL Monroe, Coastal Carolina. UL Monroe is laying 1.5. I'm going to take Coastal Carolina. Central Arkansas and Southeast Louisiana in the Southland second round. Southeast Louisiana is laying 3. I think they win and they cover. Syracuse against Duke. The return of Zion Williamson. Duke's laying 11. I think Duke wins, but Syracuse covers. 9 o'clock ESPN2, Texas, Kansas. Kansas is laying 2.5. I'm going to take Kansas to win and cover. New Mexico and Utah State and CBS Sports Network. That's no line yet. I'm going to take Utah State, who should be favored by 12, and they'll win and cover. The MKC and Utah Valley. Utah Valley's a 9.5-point favorite. I'm going to take them to cover. That's the WAC quarterfinal. Big West quarterfinal. UC Riverside and UC Irvine. Irvine's laying 14.5. Irvine's going to win and cover. MAC quarterfinal. Ball State, Bowling Green. Ball State's laying a point. Wrong team's favor. I'm taking Bowling Green. UCLA, Arizona State. Arizona State's laying 4. It's a Pac-12 quarterfinal. I'm taking Arizona State to win and cover. And at Mississippi State. Mississippi State's laying 8. They'll win and cover. That's the SEC second round. Big Ten second round. Illinois, Iowa. Iowa's laying 3.5. I'm going to take Illinois there, and that is a 9:30 game on the Big Ten Network. Georgetown, Seton Hall. Seton Hall's laying 2.5. I'm taking them to win and cover. North Texas, Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky's laying 3. I'm taking them to win and cover. 10 o'clock, Marshall and Southern Miss. Southern Miss is laying 3. I'm taking Marshall as an underdog. Big Sky quarterfinal, Montana State and Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington is laying 2. I'm taking Montana State. 10 o'clock, ESPNU, East Carolina, Wichita State. Wichita's laying 11. They'll win and cover. Oregon, Utah, 11:30 ESPN. Oregon's laying 4. I'm shocked that Oregon's a favorite, although I did pick them to win, and I'm picking them to win here and covering as well. Long Beach State and Hawaii. Hawaii's laying 2. I'm going to take Hawaii to win and cover. Seattle, Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon is laying 6. I'm taking Grand Canyon to win, but Seattle to cover. And CBS Sports Network, Air Force, and Fresno State in the Mountain West quarterfinal. Fresno's laying 10.5. I'm taking Fresno to win and to cover. The NBA. Wizards over the Magic 100-90. Thunder over the Nets 108-96. Hawks over the Grizzlies 132-111. Heat over the Pistons 108-74. Warriors over the Rockets 106-104 without Durant. Jazz over the Suns 114-97. Tonight you have the Thunder at the Pacers, the Cavs at the Magic, the Kings at the Celtics at 7:30, 8 o'clock TNT, the Lakers at the Raptors. The Raptors are laying 10. I am going to take the Raptors winning cover, and the Lakers are just a mess at this point, as we all know. 9 o'clock, the Timberwolves at the Jazz, and 10:30, the Mavericks at the Nuggets. The Nuggets are laying 11, and the Nuggets will win, and they'll cover as well. NHL, the Canucks over the Rangers 4-1, Blackhawks over the Maple Leafs 5-4, Devils over the Oilers 6-3. Thursday, 7 o'clock, Penguins, Sabres, Canadians, Islanders, Capitals, Flyers, 7:30, Blues, Senators at 7:30, as well as Lightning, Red Wings, 8 o'clock, Stars, Wild, Bruins, Jets, 10 o'clock, Ducks, Coyotes, 10:30, Predators, Kings, and Panthers, Sharks. NFL free agency, the big moves that have happened since I've done the podcast. Adrian Peterson back to the Redskins on a 2-year, $8 million deal. Sounds about right for a guy that's pretty much past his prime in his career. The Jaguars released Blake Bortles. We all saw that coming with the signing of Nick Foles. Teddy Bridgewater visits with the Dolphins after initially they thought he was going to resign with New Orleans. And I think he ends up signing Miami because there's a rumor that came out that Bridgewater's skeptical about Sean Payton being there in 2020, with rumors linking him to the potentially open Dallas job in a year from now. The Jets re-signed defensive tackle Steve McLendon. KJ Wright back to the Seahawks. The Steelers signed Dante Moncrief 2 years, $9.6 million was his deal last year. He gets a 2-year deal with the Steelers. That is not enough to replace Antonio Brown in my mind. Philip Dorsett back to the Patriots. Andre Roberts to the Bills. Michael Kendrick back to the Seahawks on a 1-year deal. Tevin Coleman, 1 year, $10 million with the Niners. I think that's an overpay. Chiefs cut Eric Berry. Dolphins cut Josh Sitton. Darrell Williams re-signing with the Panthers. Ted Larson, 1-year deal with the Bears. Falcons cut Ryan Schrader. Tyrell Williams to the Raiders as well to join Antonio Brown. Pierre Desir re-signs with the Colts. Kicker Jason Miners signs with the Seahawks, 4 years. A big deal, too, for him. Getting paid $15 to $16 million. A.J. Kahn gets an extension with the Jaguars. Tyrod Taylor to the Chargers on a 2-year deal. That's a surprise signing. Jason McCourty back to New England. Jamiah Zawali back to the Cowboys. And that's all that's happened in the last 24 hours. And then Dan Graziano reported that the Giants are going to keep Eli Manning for 2019. And to me, that is not the right move. They should release him because they're obviously rebuilding. And you don't rebuild around a 38-year-old quarterback unless you plan on the tank and try to get a quarterback next year like a Tua Tagovailoa or Justin Herbert or Jacob Fromm. Now my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. I'm going to do a moneyline parlay. Mine did not work out yesterday because there were a couple upsets in college basketball. So the picks are as followed. Buffalo, Virginia, Montana, George Mason, Nevada, Memphis, North Carolina Central, Texas Tech, UC Irvine, Utah State. And I nailed the line, by the way. I said they should be a 12-point favorite. Utah Valley, Duke, although I'm not super about Duke. Mississippi State, Wichita State, Fresno. 15 teams. 782 odds. I'm going to wager 36 cents with a payout of $3.18 if I'm doing the math correctly. That's it for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping all the college basketball, NBA, NHL. We'll do spring training tomorrow. I'll have my mock bracket for you and a lot more to do. I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.